and so anyway, I'm glad you're here, and thank you. You kind of jumped in there. I texted her late last night and said, "Hey, can you fill in this spot?" And you did that, and I appreciate you doing that. And I think it was good for all of us. Was that good for you?
Yes.
Because you don't get that. You just don't get that. Let's just put it. Let's leave it at that. So anyway, I'm glad you're here. Saturday night is about recovery, and there's a lot of surface stuff that's dealt with that looks like it's recovery, and that, not saying it's not important, but the real recovery is exactly some of the stuff that we were talking about right there. It's that deep down stuff that we have buried it away and that we want it out, and it's hard to get out. It's hard to come to that conclusion, and you're not the only one, because it's all of us. Even Apostle Paul in Romans chapter 7 said, "Oh, wretched man that I am." All right? I mean, he knew his real stuff. He didn't like it. Who will deliver me from me? Okay? How many times have I said that? All right? God, won't you just go ahead and rip it out of me? He never ripped it out of me. But I chose to stay in that process. And that's really where it's at. And it's hard. Is it not hard? How many love the process? 100%, no liars. But is it not healthy? It is healthy. And as we allow ourselves to stay in there and not sabotage it, and allow that to work, and then all of a sudden, things happen. I remember a time that I was in a situation that it was just overwhelming. I'd been, I couldn't sleep. It was just on my mind all the time. I knew there was no way to fix my problem. I couldn't buy my way out of it. I couldn't leverage my way out of it. I couldn't think my way out of it. I couldn't pray my way out of it. There was no way out of it. It looked like I was going down, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? And finally, the idea came to me, well, why don't I just turn it all over to God? Sounds simple, right? And why didn't I think of that? Well, okay. And so I finally said, all right, God, I'm going to totally trust you. Now, saying the words is easy, but really doing it is, but see, I didn't have any other choice. It looked like I was going to be destroyed. And you can't fathom that, but that's where I was at. Okay? And I thought, well, if I'm going to totally trust you now, God, who was I trusting before? I trust him, but I trust myself more. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? And so I said, okay. I mean, I didn't feel like I had any other choice. Now, why in the world would I let myself to get into that situation, right? You know what I mean? Why? But I did. Because we distort things in our own mind. And I tell you one thing that brought me to this place was I made a deal with God that God he didn't kiss the deal. You know what I mean by kiss the deal? He didn't seal it. It was like this. It wasn't right out in the open, but it was still there, and I didn't realize it until after the fact. It was like, I will take care of Saturday Night Live, and you take care of this. Guess what? He didn't take care of this. And I didn't realize I made that deal. Anybody ever made any of those deals? Don't raise your hand and see that you're as stupid as I am. Okay. But then I said, okay, I don't know how you can do this, God. And I literally said that. And this was like at 6 o'clock in the morning on Sunday morning. It was close to Christmas. I said, I don't know how you can do this, but I'm going to totally trust you. And something happened, and I don't know how to manufacture this shift. Okay, I don't know how to do it. I just know that I was able to really do that because I was desperate. Okay? Right? And something happened inside of me. Nothing on the outside seemed to change, but then the next thing I knew, things started changing. I started getting ideas. I started seeing things happening. Things started showing up that I didn't think was even possible. It was supernatural. And it wasn't because I did it. It was because I somehow got out of the way. Does that make sense? And it was an interesting development. But anyway, that's, by the way, YouTube, Facebook, we've had multiple discussions tonight. We got stuff all over that's hanging out here. And this is a healing night. Would you call this a healing night? Yes. It hurts, but it's healing, okay? And so I think it's a powerful night. I wanted to share a bunch of thoughts. As I go through and I'm studying things, I put into a document all my new ideas and thoughts, and I have 2 pages of notes here, and I was just going to go through some of them and share them with you. But Kim, you started off right in this area, and this was one that I wanted to share, and that is this. That is when you have to make a decision, ask yourself this question. Anybody interested? And that is this. What would the person I want to be do? Shall I read that again? What would the person I want to be do? When you're faced with a decision, you have to make a choice. What would that person that you want to be do? Zach? You know, and see, I'm a believer in freedom, okay? I don't try to control you. Do I control you? I try not to control you. If I do, I'm sorry. I don't want to control you or manipulate you. I hate people trying to manipulate me. I resent, rebel, and react to manipulation, in case you hadn't noticed that. And so, because my mother was a proficient in manipulation. And so I probably know how to do it, but I don't want to, okay? Does that make sense? And so I believe in freedom, and I believe giving you the choice, because I think that's what God has given us, right? That's where we're at. It's giving us the choice. Choose you this day whom you will serve. Deuteronomy 30:19, if you want to know. And then he tells you what to choose, right? Choose life. Don't choose death. But the trouble is, we keep choosing the thing that kills us. Would you agree with that? And then we say, why do I keep doing this to myself? And he says, why do you keep doing this to yourself? I'm here to help you. Don't sabotage the process. Okay? Hey, here's another philosopher that I want to give you. And anybody familiar with this philosopher? His name is 50 Cent. Okay? Hold on to your seat. I really like this statement. And he says, reality is my drug. Reality is my drug. It says, the more I get of it, the more power I have, and the higher I feel. What do you think of that, Eric? I don't know nothing about that, but I'm gonna read that again. Reality. Remember, we talk about reality, and we'll talk some more about that. But I've gone 11 minutes already, but reality is my drug. The more I get of it, the more power I have, and the higher I feel. 50 cents, or maybe 50 cents. 50 cents. Yes. I may do that, but I did listen to him. And by the way, leadership. We're going to be talking about 50 Cent in a leadership meeting tomorrow, Monday night, and it's he and another author wrote a book. His name is Bob Greene, and it's called the 50th Law, and it's a short video. But when I listened to it, I thought, yeah, let's do that. Anyway, I think it'll be interesting. That's my plan right now. So.
Her face is like, what is happening now? Yeah, I feel like I stepped into an alternate reality. I'll be back.
We are.
Well, there are 10 dimensions.
There are 10 dimensions. You got that. And that's a whole different subject, but we're not going into it right now. And so, anyway, I will conclude with this because I'm into 12 minutes now. And this is, I did a Dalai Lama quote last week, and here's another one, and I'm going to throw this out here. It says, you need to practice the conditions of happiness to be happy. I will. I was letting it kind of soak in. You need to practice the conditions of happiness to be happy. You need to practice the conditions of happiness to be happy. The question is, what are you practicing? Right? What are we doing? Huh?
Because another famous quote, practice makes permanent.
Practice makes permanent, and you get to choose what you get to practice. The trouble is, are you letting your circumstances dictate what you're going to practice? Are you responding to your situations or your circumstances? Or are you choosing to be proactive and make your choices based on what you believe, and you're going to do what that person you like to be would do? How about that one? We'll go back to the former statement. Let's go all the way back to that one, because I think that would be a good one to wind up. What would the person I want to be do? What would the person I want to be do? When you're faced with a choice or a situation, that would be a great question to ask yourself. Would you agree?
Yes.
All right. What do you think about tonight? I know I'm weird. I forgot. MC, did you talk about this? Did you talk about this?
No, I did not.
I'm waiting.
I want to make that as a separate promo so I can.
Okay, all right. Okay. We're going to have a separate promo. So you didn't talk about it?
No, I didn't.
Okay, did everybody get one of these?